I'm your boy Idaho,
I'm your boy Juke.
and we about to bring you the hottest talk, 100% raw from around the city.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to episode 5 of Off the Bench Last Play. It's your boy Juke.
It's your boy Idaho.
And this week we decided, since it's mental health month, we're going to talk about men's mental health. And we're going to talk about some different topics, some experiences we've had, a lot of how we can improve men's mental health, and what we can do for men's mental health in the future.
So, we all know mental health plays a big factor in a lot of people's household, family, friends, loved ones, period. We know that for the longest, it's been a taboo subject, but now we're in 2022 and it's time to put a foot forward and really dig deep into it and really start finding out ways to help each other get past these stages, because your mental is the most important thing in living, and if you don't have people in your circle and you don't have the right mindset and the right support system, that right there can be enough to not let you see your full potential. So this episode we want to touch on ways that you can get help and how mental health has affected us.
So the first thing I would like to say when it comes to men's mental health is it's like a backstory, I guess. Not my backstory, but just the overall backstory of men's mental health. It was always frowned upon for men to express their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people think that you as a man should be head of the household, which you should, or you should be tough and strong, but a lot of people don't realize it's okay to break down and have those moments where you're vulnerable, and it's okay to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be ashamed of it. People shouldn't shame you for it. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like back then, a lot of times people were like, man, you better toughen up, man, toughen that up, man. Let me not see you cry, man. You better not cry. Stuff like that when you're human. You know what I mean? It's a human emotion. You know what I mean? You're supposed to show emotion. So I feel like, now it's people are starting to say it's okay for you to open up and, share your feelings and things like that. I would say, experience with me growing up, I feel like when I was growing up, I was like always trying to be strong, I mean? I had to be tough because my dad was tough, you know what I mean? Like my dad ain't never really showed no emotion, you know what I mean? I remember the first time I saw my dad cry, I was like, what? I was like, you able to cry? I was like, I've never seen you cry. And then like that first moment I saw him cry, that made me cry. And I'm like, man, my dad actually, showing some emotion, like it's showing me a side that I never seen before. So it was like, I think from that point on, when I had, saw him cry, I was like, it's all right, man. Like I still look at you like Superman. You know what I mean? Like Superman can cry. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what made me give that was like a big relief for me. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I spent my whole life trying to prove to people, that I can be tough. You know what I mean? I can be strong, which I can be all that, but I can also have a soft side too. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having a soft side. So I would say, that was like my big thing for me when it came to, that vulnerability and my mind being like, hey, it's cool, man, it's alright. Like, that's a big burden off my shoulder, you know what I mean? And that hurts, you know, that hurts when you gotta be strong all the time. You can't have all those, you know, pent up emotions.
Facts. That's fact. Like, mine is like, my view on mental health is kind of like, it's a long road. Like, cause I really battle mental health, especially depression, for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people that, when I was a kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of kids, like somebody close to me that was in my family, part of my family, ended up molesting. So that caused a lot of depression at such a young age. You know, you're 5 to 9, that depression right there, that, you know what I'm saying, when you feel like you really can't trust nobody.
Right.
But at the time, you know what I'm saying, you growing up to be a man, so you have men telling you like, hey, you gotta toughen up, you know what I'm saying, stop making excuses, you gotta get out here, you gotta do that. And all of this happened before I really took up football. I used to suck at football. Like, I was horrible. I played at Sycamore in my 8th grade year, and that was really my first time playing organized ball.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the midst of all this stuff happening at the time, and I used that as my escape, but I was so bad at it.
Right.
Because I was letting my emotions get the best of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until the situation came out and my family found out what was going on, and then people don't know, but that's how I ended up in Idaho.
Right.
And that's when I really blossomed into the player that I became, because I ended up taking all that pain, and I'm like, whoa, I don't want nobody to know what I've been through. I don't want people to look at me different. So as a 13-year-old kid, I had to put all of that in my bag.
Right.
Like, you gotta put that in your bag, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that fueled my fire for the longest until I got to college. My mom got cancer my freshman year of college, and then by then it was just too much to handle.
Right.
Like, the depression was up there. Like people think that when I was in Idaho I was living the best life, but they don't realize that I go hang out with my friends, and I'll sleep in this multi-million-dollar home one night, eating food, but they don't know that the next night when I go back home, I'm sleeping in somebody's hallway, in a sleeping bag. You know what I'm saying? People stepping over me at night and going to the kitchen and stuff. Like I was an outcast for real. Like, I'm in Idaho, I'm hopping around from house to house to house, but I'm doing that because I want to play ball here. Like, my future's here. So I did that. Like, I you know what I'm saying, stayed in an empty house where I was eating, you know what I'm saying, noodles with ketchup on it. And my boy Chambers Browning, who is a rapper in Idaho right now, one of the biggest rappers out there, he literally him and his mom and his brother used to literally give me food, feed me. You know what I'm saying? They knew I ain't had nothing, so they'd bring me over there. They really didn't have much, but they gave, and then, you know what I'm saying, my boy, who's like my brother, you know what I'm saying, we have a interview with him coming up, Terrell Thomas. Like, him and his family let me stay at their house. But the older I got, the more that I figured out, like especially once I got to college, and I broke. Like, I broke after the freshman year. My mom had cancer, so they sent me to the counselors and stuff. Like, you need to go up there and talk to them. And I went up there, talked to them, and it was working. But then once the guys found out on the team, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that ain't, back then it was frowned upon. Like, you can't have, like, oh, there's something wrong with you? Like, what you mean you got mental health? Like, you crazy? Like, you know what I'm saying? So people look at you different. Coaches will look at you different. So I feel like now it's big for us to let these kids know that it's okay. Like, it's like you said, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have a bad day where you feel like you can't make it. Like, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, look at the people you love and say, I need help. Like, that's okay. And I feel like we need to keep pressing on and making it, because of the fact that there's people that literally are battling with this every day. Like, and you see, no matter how much money you have, no matter how successful, educated, like, it doesn't have no set type. It goes for everybody. So I feel like if you, no matter who it is, no matter what you've been through, I know a lot of people have been through a lot and don't want to tell people. Like, and it took me forever to open up and say what happened to me, and it felt better though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It felt better, like, because now I'm not walking around with this pain in me. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's just part of me. It's part of how I move. It's part of the way I talk, the things I do for people. It's part of just my everyday motion in life. Like, I took a negative and let it destroy my life, and I had to literally let it destroy my life to the point where I was sitting in a cell for 23 hours a day for 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people know, 6 years I sat in a cell, 23 on 1. Like, and I got to think. I got to be depressed.
Right, yeah, you
like I was able to be depressed.
Right,
like,
yeah.
I was able to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I was able to do all the things that people do out here, like be destructive and blame the world and blame that person, this person, and myself, and then go back to I was able to go through all those processes to the point where I finally had to sit back and look around like, damn, it's just me here. So the blame's on me.
Right.
And once you're able to do that, and I'm not saying the blame on what happened or why you're in the situation or what happened, but the blame on how you're letting that affect your life. And since then, I just, like, I'm open with anything. Like, I might pull up on me like, hey, how'd you handle that?
Yeah.
I cried a lot. I cried a lot. I hated a lot. And now I love a lot.
Okay.
So, I mean, how, like, I don't know, like, what, like, once you seen your pops cry and you were like, okay, like, yeah, I've been feeling that. Like, I've been wanting to do that for a while. Like, so once you seen him cry, did that, like, open up for you to be like, nah, I can let some of this pain that I got out?
Well, yeah, because it was like, I don't think it was like so much as, you know, the pain from him crying. I think it was just more like, you know, me being able to see that he's human, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm always thinking he's my superhero, but it's like, he's human, man. So it's like, it's okay for me to, I don't have to be perfect, you know what I mean? And I used to always think that I had to be perfect, not only for like the people around me, but I used to always think I had to be perfect for him. Like, and he would always push that on us, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. And it wasn't like he was telling me wrong, he was telling me right. But I felt like, you know, I had to do it all to like the T, like the Test of T's, you know what I mean? Or I felt like I disappointed him. And then that would be like, me disappointing him was like me disappointing myself, you know what I mean? Like, if I disappointed him, I ain't gonna make nobody happy. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. But once I like saw him, you know, show that emotion, it was like, it was more of a like, all right, he's human, so like it's okay for me to make, you know what I mean, make little mistakes or make me, you know, able for me to show my emotion, you know what I mean? And I think once I did that, like, that helped me like relax into like a lot of more things and like trying to express myself, and then it helped me relax, you know, playing football, you know what I mean? Playing football, I used to always gotta be perfect, you know what I mean? You know, you think you gotta be perfect, you know what I mean? But it's like, once he showed that, I was like, all right, now I really can be myself, you know what I mean? Be myself and go out there and have fun, like, you know, what it's meant for, you know what I mean? I looked at it as a job when it came to him. Right. But, you know, him showing that emotion, I was like, all right, I can have fun with this, you know what I mean? So it's okay to goof around, or, you know what I mean? It's okay to get frustrated and show that frustration, you know what I mean? So it was like, I think he was a big part of, you know, why I had like, you know, I was able to calm myself down and show that emotion. So like he was saying, like, you know, letting all that break down in front of you, you know, before you can rebuild yourself back up. Would you say, like, because you said that your family, you know, everybody in your family plays sports, you know, all of them were good. All of them. So was that like a big, you know, a big weight on your shoulder to have to perform at the same level that they did? You know, were they always around you harping like, you gotta be this, you gotta be that? Like, how did that affect your mental?
It actually, like, It affected it in a different way because I decided to go a different route. Like, I'm from a baseball family. Like, everybody in my family plays baseball. Like, it wasn't, like, really until my Uncle Wes that really decided, like, I'm about to dip into this. You know what I'm saying? But even he wishes that he would still play baseball. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just in their DNA. Whereas me, like, once I went through what I went through, I kind of was like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then I focused on, I took that out and I put something in that I've been doing my whole life, running. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize it and they don't really, like, put two and two together until it's too late. But a lot of guys join football because they're running from what they got at home. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize that that sport comes to an end. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to play baseball no more. And I didn't realize at the time, I'm like, I'm really running from something. I'm running from what was really made for me to be. Like, I was made to be a baseball player, but I'm running from it because of the fact, like, I don't want to be associated with that. Like, I want to do my own thing. I look at it like I want to make my own route. Like, I love my family. I love, like, you know what I'm saying, the legacy that they have. Like, I love all of that, but I just made a choice at a young age after going through what I went through that I decided, like, I want to make my own dynasty. I want to make my own legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take away from there, but I just want to do it my own route. So I just started, like, I dove into football, and I felt like I had to be better at football than they were at baseball. Like, I even made my dad a bet going into my senior year of high school. Like, it started off as, I bet you I get a D1 scholarship. I bet I do. Like, then it was, I bet I played my freshman year. And I realized the bets just kept getting bigger to the point, like, after I played my freshman year of college, like, I felt like I was invincible. So I'm like, I bet you I won a Super Bowl. Like, that's how confident, like, I became because I was so, like, mentally unstable. Like, it wasn't like people be like, oh, well, you was just, no, I was really, like, only doing that because I was trying to fill that void. That was really depression because I couldn't go to my pops and be like, man, that situation that happened is eating me up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pops ain't that type of pop. Like, he more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told you, he got drafted, played pro ball, all of that. So he was more financial. My dad was more of a financial person. Like, here's those new Jordans. Here's that new this. Here's the new cleats. Here's the money for you to go to this AU, this money for this. So, like, a lot of material things to try to make it happen. A lot. Like, that was it. It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? My dad never taught me how to catch a ball. He never played catch with me. Like, he played baseball catch with me. But as far as the football, never. I've never played catch with him or ran routes for him. He's never came and worked out with me. Nothing. Like, but basketball, yes. Baseball, yes. But football, never. Everything I've ever learned, everything I've ever picked up from the game that I love, that, like, has defined me and became my lifestyle, is all from everybody else that I picked up on. You know what I'm saying? All these other surrogate fathers and brothers that came into the mix that kind of just was like, here's a little piece of what I bought from my pops. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of what I took and I ran with. But I mean, long story short, it fueled me. It just fueled me in a different sport. So did you feel like when you was, like, growing up and, you know, like, high school and college and even now, like, do you feel like in the back of your head, or, like, what is your thought? Do you feel like you gotta still prove something to somebody? Like, do you feel like, you know, I gotta be this way for that person, or is it like I gotta be that way? I gotta be this way for myself. I gotta be that way for my daughter. Like, it was for myself for the longest, but, like, now every move I make is for her. Like, I don't want her to grow up and people be like, oh, your dad was this, or, like, I want her to grow up and have a legacy. I want her to grow up and be able to walk into schools and be like, that's your dad on there. You know what I'm saying? I want people to come up and be like, your dad was a good man. You know, like, now I gotta move for her. Because if I ever make the wrong step and it hinders her from anything that her heart desires, I fail. So now I'm not Like right now, I'm not playing ball because I want to prove anybody else wrong.
Right.
I came back to the game because of her. I felt like after I spent 20 years putting everything I love into this sport.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, tears. I missed weddings, birthdays. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
like I missed everything.
Right.
Like I missed my mom. My mom had, like I told you, she had breast cancer. I missed all her surgeries because I was away at college, and I couldn't come home because you know how mom.
Right. Yeah.
You bet not bring me. You bet not come home.
Right.
She told me, you bet not come home. I'm like, Mom, I want to be there for you. She's like, if you want to be here for me, stay in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was. I do everything for her.
Yeah.
You know
So like, is it easier? Is it easier now for you to like show emotion towards her and be?
Yeah, I cry. But it's like that for one reason. I don't. You know me more than anybody because we spend a lot of time together. I don't care what other people think about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about me. Like, if you know me, you know that. I mean, some people say I'm antisocial because outside of, like, on the field, I'm probably one of the well-known people. But once we step off that field, like, I'm probably one of the most closed-off people because I keep my circle really small.
Right.
But I don't care what people think about me.
Right.
Like, it's just what it is. Like, I look at it like if it came down to a situation where one of my old boys that are my day ones, you can call them. If one of my day ones that, you know what I'm saying, I still rock with but don't rock with, came up and it was a situation like this and this, you know what I'm gonna do.
Alright.
You know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm to the point in my life that I feel like I'm not trying to put on something. I'm not going to buy no $800 shoes so that way I can go pick this shorty up.
Yeah.
I'm not taking you to go eat at no fancy restaurant and spending $500 on you just to get in your panty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to pull up in a foreign just so everybody in the hood can be like, oh, you made it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be on Facebook showing my money. I'm not trying to do none of that.
Right.
I'm not trying to do none of that. Like, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. As long as I go to bed at night and my daughter looks at me and smiles and I'm good in her eyes, the rest gonna fall into place. But with you, like, once you got to the point where you start realizing like it's okay to open up, like I see my pops cry, I know it's okay for men, you know what I'm saying, to have that I need a break time, I need to tap out real quick. Like, who was your first go-to person? I know you got siblings, I know, you know what I'm saying, you got a brother that you're close to, you got best friends, of course your pops, maybe your moms. Like, who was your first go-to? Well, let's not count moms, because moms count, you know, we go to them about everything, but who's the first man? Who's the first other man that you opened up to and was able to be like, this is what I'm going through, bro. Like, I'm hurting. I mean, it might have been a breakup, it might have been a bad game, it might have been, you know what I'm saying, somebody, you know what I'm saying, passed away that really, really was close to you, that touched, but who was that person that you was, that, and even still to this day, that you can go to and be like, bro, I'm hurting?
Damn, that's a good question. I would say like the first actual person I went to was Icky Woods, because I was going through this whole going through the whole process of when I was coming out of school, trying to get set up to go to the NFL and stuff like that. And even then, it was like, you know how that whole process is, bro. Like that whole process can be draining. Like it just drains you, bro. Like,
just thinking about it.
It drains you. And it was like, at that time, I was damn near about to like, you know, just like, man, I don't even want to do this no more. But like, I want to do it because I want to do it for my family. I want to do it for my dad. I want to do it and then do it for myself. You know what I mean? But I remember I was going through that process, and I had sat down and talked with him because we were trying to, like, you know, see if he could help me out with like getting an agent and, you know, see if he can put a word in for the Bengals and try to get me out there. And I remember I sat down with him and I told him, like, I was like, Mr. Woods, man, this whole process is beating me up, man. Like, I don't know if I want to do this no more. Like, and then he simply asked me. He was like, "Does it make you happy?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, yeah. I love this game. Like, this is what I want to do." Then he was like, "Don't give up. Then do it for you. Do what makes you happy." And it took me a while to understand. It took me a while to understand. Like, doing what makes you happy can also make others happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you gotta make them happy first and then make yourself happy. I had to make myself happy first, and then making myself happy, eventually it will make them happy. So that's definitely that flipped the whole script for me. And then I remember a couple months after that, I had met my boy Cliff Brown, one of the trainers. He was a trainer, but he went through like a similar process. Like, he didn't have nobody. You know what I mean? He was out in front of the Colts, stadium. You know what I mean? Handing out his highlight tape, trying to get in the same thing. And he a little bit older than me. But I remember that whole time I was training with him, and he was training me. Like, I sat down with him and and told him how I felt about everything. Like, I don't even know if I can really do this no more, man. Like I'm starting to come to terms with playing in the NFL or just playing at all. You know what I mean? And he talked to me like, like he was my brother. You know what I mean? He let me open up to him. You know what I mean? Without judging me. He didn't judge me or nothing like that. He didn't tell me, nah, you gotta keep doing this. You gotta keep doing that. He ain't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? He talked to me like, hey, it's all right, man. If you don't want to do it no more, is this what you want to do? If this what you want to do, then do it. You know what I mean? He wasn't objective with it. So I would say that that changed my whole. And I mean, he sent me a quote, and to this day, it's still my screensaver on my phone. It says, life is 10% of what happens to you, and 90% on how you react to it. And to this day, it's still my screensaver. And I read it. I mean, I look at it every morning when I open my phone up, and I still go by that same principle to this day. He sent me that one day when I was down in Myrtle Beach playing arena ball, and everything was just going wrong. I mean, I was playing well in the whole season and everything, but the season was about to fold. I was only down there for a couple months. The whole season was about to fold. My car broke down. I was about to be out of a place to stay. When I came back home, no job, and he sent me that quote. And to that day, that changed my whole mental. Shit gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to you. But your whole mental is how you're gonna get through it. You know what I mean? Staying positive when shit keep kicking you. You gotta stay positive. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta pray. You know what I mean? You gotta have this up here right first before everything else around you get better.
Right.
Because if you let that shit get bad, then your mental gonna be bad. Then you defeat it. You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, them two really changed my whole perspective on life, mentally, just
that
my whole perspective.
Just being able to, I'm not even gonna lie, I love talking to my mom. I mean, I was blessed enough that I have two women that played a major role in my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I have my mom, and then I have another mom who's really my aunt, but you know what I'm saying? She was the one who was at every game, every practice, every tear that got shedded when I lost or when I did something, when I got my scholarship, all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love talking to them. I love it. But being able to go talk to another man that you trust, that you respect, and being able to lay it out on the line and let him know, look, man, I'm about to crash, man. I can't take it no more, regardless of what it is. People don't realize that, I see the quote all the time, but the first time I heard it myself, because obviously I missed the Facebook boom, you know what I'm saying, from 14 to 20, and they really took off.
Right.
So I didn't really, but when I was locked up, I was able to meet a rapper from Flint. His name's Fob. and he told me, he like beat it in my head all the time. He's like, bro, you gotta get out of here. Like you're different. Like you're different, bro. Like you gotta get out of here and do better. Like, and he asked me, he's like, bro, why didn't you make it to the NFL? He's like, I seen your highlights. I seen your stats. I've talked to people who's played against you. I've talked to, you know what I'm saying, my other guys who know people. Like everybody that I talk to says you should be in the league. Why didn't you? Why?
Right.
And I tell people all the time, I played for the money and not the love of the game. The whole time. Like I was playing for the money. Like I was playing because I wanted to get this money and I wanted to get far away from people.
Right.
Like that was it. Like I really wanted to get this money, prove these people wrong, and get far away from them.
Right.
And I got caught up in that because now once you start playing for the money, you start moving for the money too, which came with getting money from boosters and, you know what I'm saying, other stuff like, you know what I'm saying, just whatever it was, selling the stuff that we got for free, or your food plan, or just whatever it was. You find out that you just easily find every little hitch that they got up there. You find like the older classmen to put you on, like, oh, you need some money, oh, we'll go do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you get caught up in all these scams and these schemes that you forget why you're really there. Like, I'm here to play ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here to play ball. I'm here to catch touchdowns. I'm here to go to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot that for the longest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I kept putting myself around people that I could not open up to.
Right.
I couldn't tell them, bro, I'm on this bench and I'm ready to be done with this.
Yeah.
Like, because every time I'd be like, man, I'm going through it. It's like, for what? You about to be in the NFL, nigga. I mean, what you mad about?
Right.
What is you worried about? Like, I'm out here on the block, dodging the police, trying to feed my family every night. I gotta sell drugs, like I'm depressed, like I'm getting shot at, I got PTSD. You complain because you in school, about to go to the NFL, like, all you gotta do is play ball and go to class. Right. So by people telling me that, the people that I looked up to and the people that I trusted, I wasn't able to go to them and be like, I'm hurt. So what I do? I know that they love money. Who don't? So all the people around me, I was just like, alright, well, this makes them happy. When I come home, I can buy everybody Tim's, and I can take them shopping, and I can pay phone bills, and I can pay rent. Everybody good.
Yeah.
But when I'm out here on this bench ready to end it all at 20, 21 years old, you notice it ain't nobody around. Or when you fall off, and I'm not even trying to knock anybody, like I got love for everybody, but when I ended up catching my case, I got locked up. Now I got locked up with 1,000,001 friends.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time I was there, 6 years I was there, 71 months. One visit from somebody outside of my family.
Right.
And that was my boy Britton Williams that I played with at Withrow and Tiffin. Like we was roommates and stuff, one of my best friends. Like he came to visit me one time. But besides that, no letters. People barely answered the phone. Like, and I'm talking about people that I done gave the world to. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was help pay bills, help take care of the kids, kicked it with them every day. They was my day one supposedly, like everything, like nothing. I got nothing. And that right there was enough to break everything that you had. That right there, when you feel like you up here, and you above everybody, and then you finally get in a situation where you get humble and you're like, damn, you really ain't got nobody.
Right.
You ain't got nobody. Like, it finally makes you realize, like, all right, let's figure this out. And you break, and then you start building yourself up. And I start building myself up. Literally, it's crazy because you never in a million years think it, but I literally started building myself up because I was having these long conversations with this janitor who was Muslim, and he would sit there and be doing his work, and then he'll stop in the middle of his work and start praying, and like I didn't understand it. I'm like, and then I started having conversations with him and playing chess with him, and he used chess to show me like this life. Every move you make has a reaction. Like you moved, I already know what I'm gonna do 3 steps ahead, but you still focus on this one move.
Right.
And with mental health, it's the same way. Like we be saying, we're so stuck on the fact that the person has mental health instead of being focused on the fact that we have mental health too. A lot of people are shielded, like, oh, dang, you getting therapy and shit, bro. You weird as hell. Not knowing that deep down inside of them, they're fighting it too.
Yeah, you going through the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? But it was been frowned upon so long that now it feels good that we have men that are opening up, telling younger men like it's okay.
Right.
Like it's okay to break down. It's okay to say that you can't take it no more. It's okay. It's literally okay. They say that women and dogs are the only one that's loved right. Men will never be loved correctly, ever. Because if you really think about it, we're the fixers. If somebody's breaking into your house and it's you and your wife and your kid, who they looking to go handle it?
Right.
I mean, they can't look at you and then you look at somebody else. So at the end of the day, if something happened, you gonna be the first one. You know what I'm saying? If the car get broken, you know what I'm saying? Your kid's calling you, your girl calling you, hey, my tire flat. Now, don't get me wrong, there's women that'll do that stuff themselves, but in society, it's like, these are the things that's looked at as men's responsibility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we don't have nobody to turn, like, I can't call somebody and be like, my tire's flat, come change it. I can't call somebody and be like, come pay all these bills. Or, even in my household, like, the men take out the trash. Like, or if like if somebody break in, I can't tap nobody, my wife on somebody breaking in, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I get to my breaking point in anything, like being a father, significant other, friend, teammate, whatever, like I know that I'm the last defense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why football is so good, because now you're not the last defense. Like I can look at you and be like, bro, they double teaming me, bro. I need help, and you could get me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in life, as a man, you can't do that. Like I could look over and ask, like, hey, can I get some help? But I'm just being honest. Nowadays, women gonna look at you like, oh, you can't afford the bills? Oh, you broke. You can't get my nails and my feet done? You broke. And that's really where the mental health comes for the new generation, because these women is putting these high standards on them, telling them like you gotta make 6 figures for you to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta drive nice cars. You gotta have your own place. You gotta be kid free in an era where it's almost impossible to be kid free. Right. Like they're putting all these stipulations on guys, like. But then y'all cut that shit out. Yeah, for sure. Y'all stop listening. Y'all stop listening. Stop letting these females change how y'all move and change y'all swag and change y'all personality. At the end of the day, like I'm 31. I'm gonna tell you, like,
cut that shit out.
There's so many women out here that's gonna love you for you. Like no matter what, like your swag, your wave, everything you got going on for yourself. If you got something going on for yourself, you gonna find you the right woman. Don't let them change you and tell you gotta be a thug or you gotta be something that you not. Like just be you, and they either gonna chase that bag with you, regardless of what it is, or they let them move along. But it's and
you ain't gotta be no tough boy for them all the time, man. It's alright to show your soft side, man. Show your soft side to them. Man. People around you, man. It's okay. It's okay for that. You still gonna be you at the end of the day. That's who you are.
Cause if you get knocked out, I'm telling you that they not gonna ride with you. I'm just being honest with you. But all y'all stop that. Stop letting, and that's for women too. Stop letting men justify your mental strength. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all are mentally stable. Make sure that y'all are taking care of your own mental. I know a lot of y'all hair, nails, feet be all therapy. But whatever outlet that you have, and that you use to feed your mental health, make sure you do it. Make sure that you are staying on top of your kids, on your family members, making sure that they're okay. And it takes nothing, and it's free to ask somebody if they're okay.
Check on everybody, man. Please check on everybody. So let's go to this point right here. I wanted to ask a few things. Like, what would you say now? Like, what could we do now, to help men with their mental health? Like what things could we recommend to the guys out there that that may need help or
talk?
Yeah.
Communication. Ask the tough questions. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real with you. It's 100% chance that there's somebody out there that's going through the same thing you're going through. I'm just being honest. Like, there's so many people in this world that, we can even say 99.9 just to be safe, but I'm almost guaranteeing that every situation that you're going through or somebody's going through, somebody else has been through it. So if you have wisdom or you have guidance or you have questions and you want answers, like, you gotta ask those tough questions. Because if you don't ask those tough questions, you're not gonna get those satisfying answers, which, might be tough answers. Like, And don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up. Do not become a victim of mental health. And when I say that, I mean by don't let it take control of you. Don't let it make you afraid to tell people. Don't let it make you afraid to love or to chase greatness or to just be you and be unapologetically you. That's the biggest thing. Like, you don't want to be you to the point where you're stepping on eggshells. Be you to the point where it's loud, it's bold, it's out there, and people are either gonna love it or hate it. And either way, be cool with it.
Like you said, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. Like, be comfortable. You know what I mean? That's the most important advice I can give you is be comfortable. Be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable with how you feel. Be comfortable with voicing your opinion, voicing your feelings. Be comfortable with that. It'll take you a long way. It'll help others around you understand you better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I can't understand you, how can I help you? And I know that I might not have been through that situation, but help me. Help me understand your situation. Yeah. That way I can do research to help you out. You know what I mean? Help me, help me help you.
Yeah,
right.
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
Question. I got a question though. We gotta put this out there, right? So why is it that we as people go out, we buy couches for comfort, to be comfortable. We buy our cars to look good, but also to be comfortable. We buy our shoes to be comfortable, our clothes to be comfortable. Why do we do all these things to be comfortable, but we don't live our life unapologetically us to be comfortable? Like, we don't live to be, we go out our way to be uncomfortable, whether that's pretending like you're tough, pretending like you got money, pretending like, like you really like that in any way. Like, we go out of our way to be comfortable in every aspect of our life, but the one that's the most important.
And I honestly think that's because, we try to impress other people. Like I said, we try to make other people happy with us instead of us being happy with us. You know what I mean? And I feel like once you get trapped into having to make everybody else happy without making yourself happy first, it's hard to come out of that.
Yeah.
Because you so used to, hey, I done went about this, y'all come turn up with me, I done got a bottle, now that I bought a whole section for y'all to turn up and be happy. That's for them to be happy. What about you? Man. You know what I mean? Make yourself. Why are you happy? Because, not saying nothing is wrong with them being happy. You know what I mean? You want to make them happy, but why is it that your main focus is to make them happy before making yourself happy?
I don't believe you can make somebody else happy before yourself.
Right.
The only reason I say that, not somebody that truly matters.
Right.
Because somebody who truly matters is going to be no matter what you do for me, if I see something wrong with you, no matter what you're doing for me, it ain't gonna make me happy. But I see that there's something wrong with you, so it's gonna make me stop what I'm doing. So now this ain't important to me no more. What's up, bro? Like,
exactly. And that's how it should be. It should come to that level where I'm that comfortable with you and I trust you that much to be able to notice that I'm not happy and you want to do something about it. Instead of me knowing I'm not happy, but I'm still trying to just make you happy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure you happy and you don't recognize it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna steal my boy Rico. My boy Rico preaching. I'm gonna steal his words. Like, how did he put it? Let me make sure I put it right. Like, I'm gonna give y'all some free game, like he said. I'm gonna give y'all some free game. There's a blueprint for everything in this world. Literally everything. How to make a car, how to make a house, how to be a doctor, how to be a lawyer. There's literally a blueprint for almost everything in the world, right?
Right.
I mean, but there's one thing that's the most important thing of all, like, that we all forget about. There's one blueprint that nobody got. And nobody can figure out. And I'm going to tell everybody right now that blueprint is happiness. There's no blueprint to it. There's no blueprint to happiness. So for everybody who's out here looking at these Facebook videos and TikTok videos, like, thinking like, oh, that's how you be happier, there's no blueprint to it. Everybody's different. The blueprint is the life that you live. Like, you're creating your blueprint as you go, but that blueprint is just for you. And this is just free game. Like, everything else, like, you want to be a doctor, cool, there's a blueprint, go do it. And you can literally be the best doctor because we know what that looks like. We know what the best basketball player, the best football, like, we know what these things look like. You know what I'm saying? The best technology, because there's blueprints to make that and to make it better. But we don't know what your happiness looks like. Just like you don't know what my happiness looks like, or Juke's happiness, or Chuck's happiness. Like, everybody's blueprint is different. So, like, you're out there trying to follow these other blueprints, you know what I'm saying? Going, like, if you gonna go get your body done, go get your body done because it's in your blueprint. Don't go get your body done because it's in Keisha down the street's blueprint, and now you trying to be like her. You know what I'm saying? Go get it because it's in your blueprint, because it's what you want to be. And that's just free game. Like, it's the only thing in the world that don't come with a blueprint. It's happiness. So y'all out here chasing, stop, look in the mirror, find out what makes you smile, find out what makes you mentally stable, at where you can get up and you really enjoy the day. Find that, keep that path, and your blueprint will map itself out.
That's it for this episode 5 of Off the Bench Last Play. It's your boy Juke.
And this your boy Idaho.
And we will see y'all for episode 6, man. We appreciate y'all coming through.
Shout out to Chuck, and shout out to Flick It Up.